Here at the Times Union Center. Referee Kathy Lonergan, umpires are John Arminski and Kevin Collier. Fitz going up there against Riddick. Ball touched around a little bit. Marist will get first shot at it. Flores at the point. Allen Spock, Fitz, Dahlman, Viati.
St. Peter's in their half-court man-to-man. They do bring a lot of pressure with Burtz and Kennedy.
Again, they want to go down to Fitz. They usually, first option of the ball game is get it to Fitz. And we take a look at our coaching matchup, brought to you by Anaconda Sports and The Rock. Stephanie DeWolf, a 97 graduate of St. Peter's and a former point guard under Mike Brunelli, former assistant under Mike Brunelli. She leads them to their first winning season this year.
Showing great confidence in their freshman Riddick. They have her matched up against Rachel Fitz, their MAAC Player of the Year.
Down to 4 in the shot clock. Viati's got to step inside. Allen Spock, who led him in rebounding yesterday with a career-high 9. Brian Georges, MAAC Coach of the Year this year. 136 wins, 49 losses. A winning mark of 73%. Leading Marist to an undefeated MAAC regular season, 18-0. Allen Spock burns a timeout. Well, she didn't get it in time.
We've seen that a number of times during this tournament, Dean, where teams cannot inbound the ball from underneath, and I think because they scout each other so thoroughly that they know what they're going to do.
We just saw it in the previous game. The Fairfield and Iota won. They've advanced to tomorrow's championship tilt at 11 a.m., beating Fairfield. Cut inside Burtz, and she threw it a bit too hard that time for the freshman Riddick.
She's looking to add to her assist total. She's the all-time leading assist person at St. Peter's College. Just a little too much mustard on that one for her to handle.
St. Peter's will bring the heat throughout the day, averaging 11 steals a contest. Flores lining it up at the point. 4-year point guard. Backed up Elisa Kresge. Kresge moved on. Actually, is now director of women's basketball operations in the MAAC. And a good look that time by Meg Dahlman hitting a 3. They had their struggles yesterday trying to knock down long shots. They were just 3 of 20.
And that is a huge part of their offense is the 3-ball. And one reason that Canisius was able to stay close yesterday.
Marist on the year only second to Manhattan in 3-point accuracy, 36.6%. Inbound for Kennedy. Recchi, who hit their 2 triples yesterday. Now for John Alberts, the cut to Recchi. And Riddick just wanting the ball a little bit more, but the block by Dahlman. They grapple for the ball. And the arrow will give it back to the Peahens. These two teams meeting for the 3rd time in 11 days. Last week of the regular season, because of a snow out, they had to play on a Wednesday and a Saturday. Marist won both of those games by 13. Talking about not really have to scout your opponent.
Well, maybe that's why they couldn't get the ball in bounds there. They know each other so well because they've been up close and personal over the last 11 days.
So Peter's losing 3 of their last 4 in the regular season, but 2 of those were to the MAAC regular season champ. Marist also lost 1 to Fairfield. An important win at the end of the year, though, at Iona. There's Morris, dipped it down. Great defense played by Marist. Marist is #1 in the conference in field goal percent defense. 2 on a shot clock, and that did not draw iron. Charlene Riddick is tapping her head over to the coaching staff to come out. She got the attention of Stephanie DeWolf. And they will get Adeniki Oye-Chalet to line up on the next stoppage. Not sure what happened right there.
I'm not either. I know she got hit down there under the boards.
Viati getting hassled there. Draws the foul. Be a throw-in situation for Marist. Well, the Fox is a 19-game win streak, 4th best in the nation right now. Shooting just under 80% from the free throw line. #4 in the MAAC in turnovers per game, 13.6. Allen Spock looking for Fitz. They want to get her off early, and they do on that one. She got her first 2 shots blocked yesterday and really didn't play well. Then got 2 fouls and only played 8 minutes in the first half against Canisius.
She was very frustrated yesterday, eventually fouled out of the game. she's gotten off to a better start today. I think in general this Marist team looks in better spirits and just more enthusiastic today than they did yesterday. I thought they looked out of sorts all day yesterday.
And a reach in there by Fitz as Recky went around her. Recky got clawed in the eye a little bit. Two-shot situation.
And here she goes in, drives hard to the basket against the freshman and takes her to school on that drive baseline. But I think one thing we're seeing here is these coaches have learned that they can take the ball at Fitz and get her in foul trouble. And we see that early in this game.
And Recky hits a couple.
I think Coach Georges would agree with me. She is not the best defender on his team.
He has publicly said that. He gets after. He's very hard on her at practices.
He is hard on her at practice, but...
Elbow three by Allensbach. 52% on the year in the regular season to lead the MAAC. There's Burtz, very good off the penetration dribble. Natasha Morris, she'll drive the ball. She's quick. Outside now for Burtz, who joined also out there by Tania Kennedy, Oye Chalet, and Lauma Recky, who led them in scoring with 19 yesterday. And a new setup there for Jadel Burtz.
Made possible by Oye Chalet grabbing that offensive rebound.
So Marist got out quickly, 5-0, 5-0 run by St. Peter's has tied it. Sarah Smurdell has checked in. She gave him some good offense off the bench yesterday with 8 points, couple daggers to keep him within striking distance of Canisius in the first 20.
Streaky shooter, and when she hits one, you better watch out.
Flores steps up and hits one. Leading scorer yesterday with 13. She had a good game a week ago Saturday in Poughkeepsie against St. Peter's when she had 17 against this Peahen team.
But she willed Marist to win that game yesterday. Without her, I say they lose and go home. And I just think she willed her team to overcome their poor play and win that quarterfinal game yesterday.
Recky tried to pull her way inside. Smurdell held her position. Here's Recky on the theft and a putback. She did not give up and came back strong on the defensive side.
No, and important for St. Peter's that she play well today.
1 point Marist lead. Smurdell out there with Vianney, Dahlman, Allensbach, and Flores. Vianney for the long toss. Smurdell gets a new set. Another long look by Vianney. Remember, she's got some rust on her. She missed basically 2 weeks of action with the mono.
I'm not sure what's going on here. Here we get the offensive rebound. Great job by the freshman. Kicks it out. And gets an assist on the three-point shot.
Just starting out our second semifinal of the day. Marist with a 1 point lead after it off the quick start. 5-0, 8-7. But Rachel Fitz is on the bench, and we've only played 4 minutes and 58 seconds. MAAC Player of the Year announced this week. 18.6 points, her current average, 56% from the field, 7.4 rebounds, and 87% from the free throw line. This is almost a replay of yesterday. In a Canisius game, she got a couple shots blocked early. She went down to the end of the bench, and she was out for extended minutes and then picked up a couple fouls and only played 8 minutes the first half.
She sat a lot because she got in foul trouble, but I'm not certain why she's out so early in this game. And they're going to need the big redhead today to beat St. Peter's. But she's a long way from Coach Georges right now, so I'm not sure what's going on over there.
She picked up the early foul, but just one. But Georges, you get 2 fouls, you're usually going to sit by him the rest of the half.
Well, some coaches have a rule. You pick up your first foul, you sit till the 10-minute mark. You pick up your second, you sit the entire first half. So maybe he has a rule.
What a look by Nikki Flores. Diagonal passing, finds Smurdell, who finishes. Marist resets off the offensive pair. Now Fitz will be coming back in, but Smurdell just snuck down there on the block.
Here we see that diagonal pass to Smurdell. She was instrumental in their win yesterday, and she started out on a good note today.
First one on Lauma Recky, and at the free throw line, Smurdell completes the three-point play. So Marist has had 3 three-point plays, 2 on triples, and then 1 on the conventional side of the basketball. Max has won the 2 regular season meetings in the last week of the regular season, both by 13. St. Peter's the 5 seed. Actually tied Manhattan for 4th, but lost the tiebreaker and had to beat Manhattan yesterday.
It's a tough matchup here, Dean, with Marist and Allensbach. She gets right to the rim. She can't convert, but a tough matchup for Allensbach.
Elise Garrod checks in, native of Canada. With the basketball, joined by Smurdow. Lindsey Johnson also into the lineup. Let's see with the basketball. They pass out of the set very well. Elise Garrod stepping into the bright lights of this arena. Hits her first shot.
Recruited primarily to play defense, but he says, Coach Georgia says she's worked harder than anyone he's ever seen on her perimeter shooting. Pays off there for her.
Ron did not take a shot in yesterday's quarterfinal win against Canisius. Bears held to 54 points against the Golden Griffs. They pump it up the sideline now to Smurdow. Allensbach to the cup. Not enough spin on it.
Too easy.
Erica Allensbach. Miamisburg, Ohio, our hometown. We touched on it yesterday. 6 players on the roster of 13 from the state of Ohio.
He has a pipeline to Ohio, and he's made the most of it.
And it's put in by Alama Recchi, the hero of yesterday, when she led him in scoring with 19 and hit the game-winning three-pointer with 7 seconds left against the Jaspers.
I think that shot yesterday has really helped her confidence level. She started out great today.
She owns 8 of their 14 points. Here's Allensbach putting the ball on the deck. And a foul called against the Peahens.
And here we see the great ball movement by Marist. Good look inside, then skip pass. And here's the penetration and the kick to Recchi for the 3. She's picked up right where she left off yesterday.
Janelle Birds, her second personal foul. Now I'm looking over at Charlene Riddick, and she's kind of stooped over as she goes to the sideline. She had begged out about 2 minutes in when she tapped her head, and then she came back in. It just doesn't look right.
I think she may have hyperventilated a little bit. Some players just get so excited at the beginning of the game, it's hard to breathe. And she looked to me like she just had hyperventilated.
Backhaul freshman player.
She may just need some time on the bench to collect herself and get relaxed.
And she is about the mid-bench. You might be right, Micah. So Adeniki Oye-Chalet has checked in. Alina Ali, number 22. She gave him some points off the bench. 22 she wears. She had 6 yesterday in the win against Manhattan. Dahlman coming back in with Flores. Both coaches going to the benches very early.
I think we'll see both coaches go 8 or 9 deep today.
Remember, the winner will play tomorrow at 11 a.m. against Iona, who bested today Fairfield by 5.
Well, there's no time for rest at this point in the season, so they want to use their benches as wisely as they can.
Ali continues to stroke.
She came in yesterday, went 3 for 3, a surprise to everyone, and she picks up again where she left off.
That was a career-high game for her. Hit the 6. There's Fitz, open look, almost too open.
Can't let her get that look at the basket, because the only rebound you'll get is the one that comes through the net.
The regular season, she was the number 2 scorer at the MAAC, 18.9. You saw the graphic earlier. She's averaging 18.6, held to just 10 yesterday in 22 minutes of action. 4-point lead for the Foxes. Takeaway.
Good job there by Meg Dahlman, unsung hero and senior on this club.
Too much that time on the lead by Flores. Meg Dahlman was the MVP of the tournament here at Albany 2 years ago. They really rely on her leadership. Elena Ali with the foul line jumper to get her team within 4.
This is Siena, a college that builds competence and character, where you're part of a team, a place of academic rigor that builds leaders, offering opportunity and values that prepare you for change, leadership, and life. The tradition, the community of Siena, educating for success, one student at a time.
Back here in Albany, Tony Pizzello, the head coach of Iona, explaining to the crowd that he coached the perfect win today against Fairfield.
Yes. He can talk blue streak.
Brian Georges, he and Bozzella communicate like twice daily. He says Tony's always on the horn to him.
Well, and they do talk almost daily, but according to Tony, Brian does all the talking,
Okay.
but I don't believe that.
Megan Jebbia off to the one side there, the assistant coach for Brian Georges. Aaron Ledger, Keela Whittington are the other assistants. Rachel Fitz is checked back in. Brittany Angle's on the floor as well for Marist. Way number 11. Ali is perfect. She has not missed a shot in the tournament. 5 for 5.
Unconscious in the last 2 days.
They have Flores to drive the ball. Oh, coming over late. No whistle. Kathy Lonergan, lady in charge today, has the call. Lauma Recchi is who they're pointing at. And Al Recchi hits 2. So 2 starters with 2. Jonelle Burtz and Lauma Recchi. Meg Dahlman looking for a breakout game. Of the year, she averaged 9.3. In high school, she scored over 2,000 career points. She actually went to Holy Cross. She played at Holy Cross briefly, realized it wasn't the right setting up there in Worcester, and transferred back to the Marist region from Spencerport, New York. She always had a running vocabulary going with Brian Georges. Just like Julianne Vianney, she went to Rhode Island, never went to a day of classes. Georges had told her, because he had coached her at Our Lady of Lourdes High School, the door will be open for you if you want to come back. So it's Morris out there with Ali, as well as Riddick, who's come back into the lineup. Oye Chalet and Tania Kennedy. Haven't heard a lot from Tania Kennedy here at the beginning part of the game. Morris for the dribble drive.
And again, that's going to be a problem all game long for this Marist team, is trying to keep Morris from slashing to the basket. She is a tough matchup for anybody on this Marist club.
First 2 today, averaged 9 of the regular season. Very aggressive player. Hit Vianney for the step out to Fitz. Flores was trying to box out, got entangled to Morris, came away with the ball, and then the throwaway. Well, that has to be the foul on Dahlman as she tripped up Morris. And Dahlman, showing good sportsmanship, goes right over there as well as Vianney to help up Morris.
We'll get back to Dahlman. Yet maybe she hasn't had the numbers this year that she had last year, but she's also taken on a different role. Here we see the hustle play by Morris, and then the accidental trip, but great job by Morris to come up with that steal.
Dahlman was actually a MAAC preseason pick to end up on the first team and didn't make any of the teams. And the elbow jumper there picked off by Allensbach.
But scoring-wise, she hasn't had to do as much. She's rebounded, she's defended, she's blocked shots. I mean, she's been a consummate team player and a great senior leader on this team. And Fitz, only a freshman last year, probably relied on her more than she does this year. And she's really played just a wonderful role on this team.
Dahlman, number 2 all-time in career blocks with 129. Number 2 in field goal percent at 51.3%. Here's Flores. Shot clock will take it under 10. Using the screen by Dahlman and the throwback for Allensbach. And Dahlman steps to the corner and puts a lot of air under her second triple of the half.
When they need her, she's willing and able. But I think she's done a great job of playing her role on this team this year.
Dahlman was 7 here this afternoon. With 9:20 remaining and the toss out of bounds. Kennedy just couldn't go up there and get it.
Here we see the dribble drive and the kick and the shot. So many assists created on this Marist team by that dribble drive into the paint.
So Marist has already hit as many threes here in the first half as it did the entire game. Yesterday, Stephanie DeWolf was trying to help the official with the call, and she can't believe it's going against her peahens.
I think the official closest to us had it going the other way.
So the first one on Kennedy. Team foul situation. 5 on the peahens. Marist just with a couple. Flores out there with Fitz, Dahlman, as well as Allensbach and Vianney. They need Vianney to get on track. Again, bothered by mononucleosis, missing a couple weeks of action.
It's going to take her several games to do that. I'm surprised she played as many minutes as she did yesterday. It'd be interesting to see how well she plays today, going back to back.
So Dahlman's called for the over the back after missing the chippy inside. Ali had gotten good presence there on the block.
Second foul on Dahlman, so she's got to go to the bench. And here she goes over the back. Should have scored there, and then it never would have come to the second foul.
Brian George using his rule. He'll put him on the bench with 2 fouls for the rest of the half. Blocked from behind by Smerdell.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Dahlman again until the second half.
Clean up by Tania Kennedy. It's a 2-point ball game.
She's like the Energizer Bunny there, Tania Kennedy. Always opportunistic. She's even talking to the officials. She talks to everybody.
Marist win yesterday, the 29th. This year ties the school record of a year ago when they went to the Sweet 16. St. Peter's making Marist use a lot of the shot clock. Flores dips inside, draws the foul. So the Peons are accumulating the fouls here. That's already 7 here in the half with 8:18 left.
We credit a lot of that to Flores and Biani, and even Allensbach for their dribble penetration. They know where that basket is, and they're trying to get there. No east and west dribble for them. They're all going north and south.
Don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets for the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships now through Monday here at the Times Union Center in Albany, New York. To buy tickets, call 1-800-30-EVENT or go to MAACsports.com for more information. So the Wolves starting backcourt each has 2 fouls. Burtz and Kennedy.
Kennedy's even looking over here appealing to us, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Very sure of that.
One of my fondest memories this year was seeing her against Janelle Henderson at Ryder, and Henderson blocked her shot and blocked it out of bounds, and they were laughing about it going back down the court. She's ultra competitive, but she also plays with a lot of fun and a lot of energy.
That's for sure, and that's she shooting the basketball. A late hip check by Allensbach, and the foul.
Maybe her politicking has paid off.
Very animated.
I think that was after the shot, though. I think we'll go sideline out of bounds here.
It will be.
So she won half the battle.
4 on Marist. First on Allensbach. She'll hook it down low for Riddick. And Burtz. So they'll take the shot clock under 20 seconds. 7:55 remaining here in the opening half. And Burtz just threw up a prayer. Got it back. And another block by Smerdell. She's had a couple here in the first half. For Morris. Long rebound. Sealed there by Lindsey Johnson.
Burtz is back because I think Coach DeWolf, she knows there's no tomorrow. I think she just knows she can't keep her on the bench. She's too badly needed by the St. Peter's club to sit on the bench.
4-point Marist lead. St. Peter's basketball. St. Peter's 19-11 overall. The first winning season under Stephanie DeWolf. Illegal screen being set. And it goes against the Peahens. So Marist with some outside shooting and some good defensive pressure inside from Smerdell. Leads by 4. Back here, the Citizens Bank MAAC Championship Women's Semifinals already earlier today. Iona advancing to the championship, knocking off Fairfield by 5. This is a 4-point game with Marist undefeated in the MAAC regular season and number 20 ranked overall, leading St. Peter's 26-22. Fouls are beginning to mount, especially for the Peahens. 3 starters with 2 each.
They have Recchi with 2, Burtz with 2, and Kennedy with 2. Kennedy and Burtz are back in the game with the 2 fouls. Recchi is still on the bench.
3-point numbers, both teams shooting 50%. Blocks, Marist with 4 rejections. Smerdell with a couple of them. Marist has out there Allensbach along with Caron. She's been in and out with Flores, Smerdell, Johnson, and Fitz. Here's Lindsey Johnson. They like to post her. She's got a good whirling shot. Fitz, we're going to go back up on Ricky. And a late whistle as Riddick picks up the personal. First one on Charlene Riddick. Now the other side of the coin, Meg Dahlman's out with 2 personal fouls, and Meg Dahlman got off to the great start, scoring 7 points to lead Marist. She went out at the 9-minute mark. And again, Brian George, if he stays true to form like he did with Fitz yesterday, he doesn't play. Player with 2 personal fouls the rest of the half.
I think that's his unspoken team rule.
First miss by Fitz, but she gets the second one. Coming to you from Albany, New York, 2008 Citizens Bank MAAC Women's Tournament. St. Peter's, the number 5 seed. Marist, the number 1 seed. Dean Darling and Michael Ryan in the blue. St. Peter's in the white Marist, and Marist by 5, 6:40 mark. Iona beating Fairfield, awaiting the winner of this game for the MAAC title tomorrow. Kennedy using the window. So Tania Kennedy, who's only 5'5", had to get a high arc on that shot. Alan Spock was smurred out. Karan, Johnson, and Fitz. And Marist's lead is only at 3.
We have Flores and Vianney on the bench right now.
Marist band here, full attendance, and they're trying to spur their team up. Smurred out, block, went right to Fitz. Can't get an easier basket than that.
No, you can't, but just in the right place at the right time.
So Rachel Fitz held the 2 points in yesterday's first half against Canisius. Already was 7. Didn't score at 18.6. Quiet day for Natasha Morris. She with the basketball, very good off the dribble, but she's shooting the ball very hard today.
Yeah, and that's a key matchup for St. Peter's. They just don't, I don't see Marist having a counter for her, but she hasn't been able to take advantage of it.
Marist started the MAAC 97-98. In fact, they dropped their first 5 playoff games. Since that time, they've gone 10-2. Into the MAAC title game, 3 of the last 4 years. Fitz out of your picture is down right now, just inside midcourt. And it looks like it's something with her knee.
She went down hard on that right knee.
And obviously she's in some pain and discomfort. And Rachel Fitz looks to flex that right knee. She got bent over. She got engaged there with Riddick.
I think they hit knees. I think that it wasn't the floor. I think it was her. They hit knees, and that hurts. I think she did. She may have even caught her with the brace with the Donjoy on the right leg, and that hurts.
Yeah.
I'm sure that stings.
Fitz over there rubbing the right knee. Tim Smith, the trainer, is attending to her. Marist. And on the alternate arrow, Foxes will get it back. Crowd did not like that call. There's Rachel Fitz being attended to.
But I get a sense of this Marist team, and I've seen them numerous times this year. They're just out of sorts. I don't know. They just are not in sync together. And to me, that's the beauty of this team, is that it's the synergy. The sum of the parts is the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And I just don't get that feeling here at this tournament.
Well, about the midpoint of the season, they had 5 30-point blowouts. There's Rachel Fitz over there behind the bench, flexing that right knee. But they've been in some real tussles of late in the regular season. Manhattan gave them a run, 2 games, lost by 13, but they were contested games. Manhattan gave them a heck of a game up in Poughkeepsie where nobody can basically beat them.
And St. Peter's played them twice. Tough.
And Vianney throws it away, intending that time for Alan Spot.
But the sum of their parts is far greater than the whole, and they're so team-oriented, and they look for each other, and they just are, I don't know any other way to describe it than out of sorts.
Ron's out. Flores is back in. Is it because they got the big target on their back with the national ranking, undefeated in the MAAC? Are they feeling the pressure?
Could be, but I know it's not coming from Coach Georges, because in talking with him, he really has a great attitude, and I think he's tried to convey that to the team. But he's dealing with 18 to 22-year-old females. You don't know what's going through those heads, and I know he's on the right page, but like I said, I just sense a malaise and an out of sorts about them that I haven't seen all year. Heavy
spill there by Flores, and another foul in St. Peter's. Sandra Bryant picking up that one. Now double bonus time for Marist.
Here we see Flores get to the goal. Great block.
Nikki Flores was ranked most of the season in the top 5 in free throw percent, but she hit a little bit of a wall at the free throw line, only hitting 16 over the last 22. Get your tickets now for the MAAC Baseball Championships, Waterfront Park, Trenton, New Jersey, May 22nd through the 24th. To buy tickets, call 609-394-3300 or go to the MAACsports.com website for more information.
Yeah, Flores created that foul. She got her with the body. She blocked the ball, but she created that foul by getting in there up and close and tight to the rim. She may have to take this team again today and put them on her back.
Co-leading in scoring now, 7. Dahlman was the leading scorer, but went to the bench at the 9:01 mark with her second personal foul. So she's been on the bench now. 5 minutes officially. Stumbling out of bounds, Alina Ali.
It's great to see Fitz back in the game. I think that was just a little stinger there on her knee. I certainly don't want to see her get hurt.
Stephanie DeWolf, 4th-year head coach for St. Peter's. Here's Vianney cutting inside. She rattled it in. Maybe that will get her going. She missed her first few shots. First 2 points for Vianney. Tania Kennedy with Burtz. They're back in the lineup together with Ali, Oye Chalet, and Bryant now for St. Peter's. Closing in on 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's Kennedy going long distance inside the arc.
Tough shot off the dribble there by Kennedy. Not much you can do about that as a defensive player.
6 today, season high 28 against Niagara. Here's Flores to bring it to the front court. Nikki Flores, 92 assists, second best to Vianney in the regular season. From Montvale, New Jersey. To Smurdow, got the mismatch.
And weak side help there is Ali, a guard, and she's no match for Smurdell down in the block.
We'll call her Smurdy. She's got 5. And she helped save Maris's bacon in the first half against Canisius. Maris just was in the doldrums offensively. She came off the bench with Fitz on the bench and scored a total of 8 points in the ballgame, had 5 boards.
She's had a great tournament thus far.
Burt's indecisive. Last second, she got it up. Smurdell in the vicinity again. And they'll reset it. They reset it. And they lose possession because of a shot clock violation. Stephanie DeWolf thought the ball had hit the rim.
I think it did. I think that needs to be a reset.
They can go over the court side monitor and look at that situation.
That is a correctable error, and I agree with Coach DeWolf.
6 sets of eyes right there. And I think they will take the walkover and look, and DeWolf is calling her team over while they have this timeout. 2:33 remaining here in the first half. Marist has jumped out to a 9-point lead. Sarah Smurdell, just like yesterday, has given us some energy off the bench. Converts there from short distance.
St. Peter's College, success is a team effort. St. Peter's College, education one student at a time.
Back here at Albany, and St. Peter's down now by 9 points to the #1 seeded Marist Red Fox. Hey, high school musical fans, come join us here at the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships tomorrow, Times Union Center in Albany, where Drew Seeley, the voice of Troy from High School Musical, will host a day of entertainment. Seeley's got a lot on the agenda. He's going to sing the anthem before the game. The game, by the way, goes off at 11 a.m. Women's Championship game. Give a mini concert at halftime. He's going to sign some autographs as well. To buy tickets, call 1-800-30-EVENT or go to MAACsports.com for more information. Rachel Fitz is back onto the court. She's been flexing that right knee. You mentioned she got entangled with Charlene Riddick and may have hit the brace of Charlene Riddick and took a spill and came up wincing.
Right, and they've also ruled that that shot did touch the rim by Bryant, so they did get a reset on the shot clock.
Good work by the officials. You know what? Stephanie DeWolf yelling out also got it to their attention.
She saw it too, and it kind of hit the bottom of the rim, but it clearly did hit the rim.
There's a long look. This lady cannot miss. Alina Ali.
She's having the time of her life here.
That Ali is in the tournament now, 6 for 6, and she adds a triple. And they needed it at the 2-minute mark. It's a 6-point Marist lead. They had a walk called against Flores.
And that was a key catch by Coach DeWolf there. They get the 3 off the reset of the clock, then they get a turnover. Good catch by the coach on the sidelines.
Alina Ali, 23 games in the regular season, averaging just 7 minutes and a total of 22 points from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada.
I don't think she was on the Marist scouting report.
That's for sure. Not even sure if she played in either of the meetings. It was concluded there last week in the regular season between Marist and St. Peter's. Let's see with the basketball. Vianney will step out on her. They'll take the shot clock down to 5 seconds on a runner inside. So 5 consecutive points as Burt scores there by St. Peter's, and they draw within 4.
Great take there by Burt's, but no weak side help by the Marist defense.
Allen Spot brings it across. Julianne Vianney, junior from Poughkeepsie, and he gets some penetration on that. So she scored a couple driving layups. Her arsenal is really the outside shot.
Right, but she's got a little bounce in her step. She might be getting her game legs back.
Shot 38.5% on threes for Marist this season. Second best on the team to Allen Spot. Under the minute mark. Ali for 2. Alena Ali. And she's keeping
Coach
St.
George,
Peter's in the half.
He is shaking his head because he doesn't believe it either.
Alena Ali has a new career high in the first half of 9 points. Originally set yesterday with 6 against Manhattan.
Hopefully nobody will say anything to her at halftime.
12-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Fitz to set up the screen for Flores. Down to the baseline for Fitz, secures the ball, and Riddick with a big swat. Tied it up, and the Arrow will give it back to the Bee-Hens.
Could have scored there. Take a look at that. Could have scored there because on the switch we have Burt's down low, but Riddick comes out of nowhere from behind and swats the ball and gets the block.
Coming up at halftime here in the MAAC report, Marist's magical run of a year ago, and they went to the Sweet 16. Tournament update, first half stats and highlights. St. Peter's ball. 16.5 left. They could draw within 2 or 1 as they head to the locker room. You a little surprised as many points scored here in the first half for 2 defensive teams?
No, I'm really not, because they both like to play on tempo. So I expected a 70 or 80 point game. But again, the thing that has surprised me is that I just think Marist has gotten up on the wrong side of the bed. I just don't see the Marist team that I've seen all year, and I'm not quite sure why. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Marist band making some noise here at the Times Union Center. Burt's, they put Recchi back in for obviously scoring purposes. 2 fouls plagued her in the first half. He'll take it down under 5 seconds remaining at a half, and that's pretty far out for Burt's. And an ISO against Allen Spock, leaned in and missed it. So that's good defense played right there by the freshman Allen Spock to deny Burt's.
I think we may have a foul there. No?
Nope.
I thought one official called a foul there. So we end on the missed shot.
Rachel Fitz tried to get on track in this one, suffering a knee injury, kept her on the bench a little bit. She does score 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field, and 2 rebounders. The MAAC Player of the Year as Marist enjoying a 4-point lead. We'll be back with the MAAC halftime report after this.
A massage therapist, mental relaxation technique type coach, and he's been their lucky charm. 17-4 when he's been in the building.
Call him down because I need one right about now. I got some back spasms going on. Here's Dahlman out there with Allen Spock, Fitz, Flores, and Vianney. Dahlman perfect 2 for 2 prior to that on threes. And controlled there on the glass by Burt's. Peters starts out with Riddick and Burt's, Morris, Kennedy, and Recchi. Recky had 7 points in that first half, but only played 9 minutes because of 2 personal fouls. It was almost a mirror image between Dahlman and Recky. Both had 7, both played 9 minutes, and both picked up 2 personal fouls. Recky a bit short on that one.
Well, they're all back to their full complements now, and see how they match up here. I still say the X factor on this St. Peter's team is Marist and her ability to get to the rim, because Marist doesn't really have a good matchup for her.
And the mission for Marist, get it to number 12 and get her scoring inside.
I think they have to get her more involved early in this game.
And she put it home, actually partially deflected, and Fitz with 9 in the ball game.
She put that one in over 3 people.
Fitz 30 consecutive games in double figures, so she's just 1 away from doing it for the 31st time. The only time she didn't score double figures, season opener against Ohio State, who lost yesterday.
They were upset in the Big Ten tournament, lost to Illinois.
Recky on the block, wide block by Fitz, and then the tie up by Recky, and we kept down at the St. Peter's end.
Fitz has taken a beating today. I think she caught an elbow down there on that exchange.
Been a tough tournament for her. She'll line up now, trying to defend off the inbound pass. Marist has not lost a game this year when they lead at halftime, 25-0. Here's Recky for the turn, and they whistle it a foul on the floor.
Well, they haven't lost when leading at halftime, and St. Peter's is pretty good when Yoga Joe is in the building, so we'll see which one wins out here today.
Second one on Rachel Fitz. Dahlman playing defense there against Riddick. Dahlman was reaching in. We'll see who they call it against. It's going against Allensbach. There's Allensbach. Good rebounder for a guard. That time it was Charlene Riddick. This is a lady they need some presence from on that front line.
They do. Not a terrific first half from her. She was all MAAC rookie team. And they need to get her more involved in the post play if they expect to win this game.
St. Peter's a perfect 3 for 3 at the free throw line. Rebounds were even, 13-13. Marist had 2 more turnovers than St. Peter's. Foxes this year averaging 71.5 per game. That's number 1 in the MAAC. That held to just 54 in the win against Canisius yesterday. Here's the toss to Dahlman, needing to help to Flores. Almost trying to force it too much to Fitz. Foul against Flores.
I think Riddick just needed to relax and settle down some in the first half. I just think she got too excited at the beginning of the game. She looks a lot more settled now, a little more assertive down low.
Took a collective breath there and got on the bench
I think
for a
that's
bit
all
of
she
time.
needed.
It's Burtz with the basketball. Kennedy, the cut to Recky. Recky's missed a couple shots here. Start the second half. Several follows by Riddick. Came up empty.
Boy, good looks at the basket for St. Peter's, and they've got to convert. Not a good shot by Dahlman. She never had her feet set.
And Morris in transition in on Allensbach. And Morris takes a tumble, and Allensbach picks up the push.
She's got to do more of that. She's got to try to get to the rim.
She's a slicer. And Marist already with 4 fouls here in the first 2 minutes and 37 seconds of the second half. Now Johnson's taken out. Allensbach will lead. Third one on Allensbach. Morris on her numbers. Hits the second one from Mount Morris, Michigan. 4-point lead for Marist.
Zone pressure here from St. Peter's.
Flores for the jumper. And Fitz got clawed on the way up. She'll shoot 2. Charlene Riddick got a good piece of her.
See Fitz again. With the boards, just went right up over the top there and then drew the hard foul from Riddick.
2 now on Charlene Riddick. First foul call here against Beans in the second half. Fitz usually just dynamite at the free throw line. Came in shooting 88% from the line into the tournament. Her career free throw percent at 85%, 9th in the nation as we started today. Recky is taking a couple questionable shots.
Well, they're doubling down there in the post, and she needs to kick that ball back outside or turn and look opposite and throw the long diagonal.
Tie up on the baseline, big pile. Fitz was down there for Marist. Be kept on the Marist end.
Here we see the good hustle by both forwards.
His knee holding up right there. Remember, she had suffered a knee injury in that first half. You thought maybe it was because she had collided knee on knee with the brace of Charlene Riddick.
I think that's what happened, and the bandage you see on her knee might be more because she knocked some skin off rather than an injury to the knee.
Fitz tried to put it back. Dahlman with a save. And it appeared she was going out of bounds. She got the timeout.
Timeout, great hustle by Dahlman.
16:25 left here in the second half. A heads-up move by Dahlman to get the timeout, keep possession.
On the shores of the Hudson River and on the forefront of technology is where you'll find Marist College. For more than 60 years, Marist professors, students, and alumni have been making an impact beyond the classroom, shaping the future and respecting the past. Through our partnerships, internships, and initiatives with some of the nation's leading companies, Marist College prepares students for a full and successful life filled with opportunity. And it all begins here at Marist College.
Shooter, the mascot of the Marist Red Foxes, being serenaded there, doing a little bit of a dance with Sweet Caroline from the Marist band, probably the best band in the entire MAAC division. Hey, high school musical fans, come join us at the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships tomorrow here at the Times Union Center in Albany, where Drew Seeley, the voice of Troy from High School Musical, will be hosting a day of entertainment. He'll sing the national anthem prior to the 11 a.m. championship game in the women's division. He'll give a mini concert at halftime, also sign some autographs. All you have to do to buy tickets, call 1-800-30-EVENT or go to MAACsports.com.
And again, we see the value of Meg Dahlman. She saved that ball from going out of bounds. Then they take the out of bounds underneath and convert it to a three. And that'll never show up in the stat book, but it's all because of her heads-up play underneath the basket.
Back the other way, though, she gets her third personal foul, and Smurdell automatically gets called up from the bench. You mentioned Dahlman with the heads-up, got the timeout, dancing on the end line, looking to get Vianney on track. She hits her first three of the tournament. And there goes Dahlman out. So not a lot of time for Dahlman, even though her time has been precious and productive.
No, and I'm sure she's not happy about sitting down because when she's been in, she's played well. But she hasn't played that many minutes.
3 minutes and 50 seconds gone by here in the second half. Marist by 7. Led in the first half at 1 point by 9. 7 today for Charlene Riddick. Johnson with Fitz, Vianney, Flores, and Smurdell for the 5 of Marist. Marist's record, a glossy 29-2 as we started today, having won 19 in a row. The toss to Fitz, and Fitz wisely will bring it outside. Flores very good at dribble penetration and causes another foul on St. Peter's. We got a timeout. Coming back, we'll shoot some free throws for that man's team, Brian Georges of the Marist Red Foxes. Rachel Fitz, she's been knocked around, bruised a little bit, but she's a gamer and she's come up with some key buckets.
Right, and here we'll see why she is Player of the Year. She gets the offensive rebound. She has to sit for a while because she got knocked around, hurt her knee during the first half. And she's on the floor. And then she scores over 3 people. So the redhead for the Red Foxes has had a tough day, but she's prevailed.
11 points, 31st consecutive double-figure game. 4 of 7 from the field, 20 minutes of action, and 6 boards as well. That's protective time for not a lot of minutes.
True.
That's the way she's been all year.
She's overcome some adversity today.
Yes, she has. Tested as a sophomore, the MAAC Rookie of the Year just last year, now the Player of the Year. Well, here comes super sub back in. Oh, Lena Ali, she has not missed a shot in the tournament. 3 for 3 yesterday, and today 4 for 4. Led them in scoring with 9 at halftime. Flores, usually a lights out free throw shooter, struggling of late in the regular season, here in the postseason as well. Got her team out by 9. That matches Marist's biggest lead. No finish that time. Flores will run out.
Well, and the separation has come because St. Peter's, there we see the throwaway, rare turnover for the Red Foxes, but because St. Peter's cannot convert in the paint. They've had numerous good looks at the basket and can't put it in.
Even though the points in the paint even 16-16, they've just missed shot after shot after shot. Burt's out there with Kennedy, Ali, Recchi, and Riddick. Recchi with the scoop shot. She's missed wide several times here in the second half. Gianni's starting to score a little bit, even though she shoots the air ball there. Hit her three-pointer earlier for the first time in a tournament here in the second half. Entry to Riddick, and she turned and tried to score.
Point blank.
Out of bounds off Marist. Elise Carrad will come back in, and Nikki Flores will be taken off the floor.
Riddick caught it in deep, had the nice little floater with the left hand, and just can't convert.
Recchi shoots an air ball. So their two post players are coming up empty on several opportunities. Karan guarded there by Ali. Bad defense played by St. Peter's. Tip away by Riddick.
And I don't know how you can get better looks than St. Peter's has gotten in this second half, and they just cannot convert.
Marist and St. Peter's meeting for the second time in the MAAC tournament. The first one was back in the 04 semifinals. Marist won 62-54. And Marist was on their way to their first MAAC championship. They've been in the MAAC finals 4 consecutive years. Iona awaits the winner of this game. Little shovel to Angle. Carrad with a nice up fake, shot it short. And the Marist crowd is in attendance, not happy with that. Stephanie DeWolf will take that call.
She'll take it, and the band is very upset because they saw it.
Somebody's going to throw a trombone. Very quiet building. Towards the 14-minute mark. And Burt's with the acceleration, partially blocked. Smurdell had 4 blocks in that first half.
Good half defensively, though, by the Marist team. They've kept St. Peter's from a transition game and using all 94 feet of the game, forced them to execute in a half-court situation, and that's not their best game. They like to score in transition.
Looked like bumper cars there for Lindsey Johnson. She got knocked around a little bit.
So you have to give Marist some credit for those missed shots. They are in close, but they've also taken the St. Peter's team out of rhythm.
They've been challenged. Set play off the inbound. Three-pointer by the 6th player of the year, Lindsey Johnson. And the Foxes have extended to a 12-point lead, their biggest in the ball game. First 3 today for Lindsey Johnson.
Here St. Peter's has to execute again in a half-court situation, which is not their best game.
And Smurdell come over on help defense. Elise Carrad has given them valuable minutes this year off the bench. She eventually will be the starting point guard as Nikki Flores moves on. And Ali was all over Angle.
Now, she may have fouled there, but I think they need Ali and Burtz and Kennedy to pick up the tempo of this game with their defense and try to get this game 94 feet rather than 40 feet.
I'll get your tickets now for the MAAC Baseball Championships at Waterfront Park in Trenton, New Jersey, May 22nd through May 24th. To buy tickets, call 609-394-3300 or go to MAACsports.com. Hook you up with more information. Duran, Angle, now looking for Smurdell. Bryant knocked it away briefly, and finally the pick by the Peahens. Here's Burtz, big step to the lane, and Karan had her set up.
Just a little bit out of control there. She should have pulled up and shot the little medium range jump shot. She took one dribble too many.
Johnson looks to toss in. Full court pressure from the Peahens.
But again, this is more to their liking, this style of game. A lot of pressure defense and pushing the ball down the court.
Now let me ask you this. Did they spend themselves a little bit with that second half comeback yesterday against Manhattan?
Well, they could have, but she also went about 8 or 9 deep, and she's gone deep today in the lineup. So
Fitz continues to look for the stick backs, and the foul is called.
And this is the time of year when you've got to put all that behind you. I've often said if you're not beat up and banged up this time of year, you're not playing hard enough.
And you can tell the physicality of the ball game. Who said it? Women's basketball is not physical.
We saw it in the earlier game today, and we've seen it in this game, the second game.
Ladies wearing masks.
We had 2 broken
stitches.
noses in the first game just from practice earlier in the week.
The lead is up to 14. Bryant had been called on that foul, and they count the basket. Off the penetration again by John Alberts, who led the MAAC in assists this year.
And they're going to need more of this to get back in this game, from Burtz and Kennedy attacking the basket and scoring and finishing, not just getting a shot off.
Caron charged with the personal, conventional 3 by Burtz.
And again, scoring allows him to pick up full court.
Elise Caron, 5'5" freshman when she was in Canada, player of the year in 2 Canadian provinces. First team All-League as well. Right, Georges loves her because she brings a work ethic, especially in the defensive end.
And Ollie's doing on the defensive end as well. Her help side defense created that bad shot by Caron.
Lindsey Johnson was just in the area and was trying to keep her arms up. She's called on the foul. A vocal Marist band letting its presence known. Their team is up by 11.
What does it take to be a leader? A strong foundation to understand the challenges of our world. The vision to inspire others. The desire to make a difference. Jesuit education at Loyola. Preparing tomorrow's leaders today.
Hey, welcome back to the Times Union Center, where Marist leads St. Peter 53-42. We're going to take a quick look here at great help side defense by the St. Peter's team. Caron has the ball. She's attacking in the full court. Looks like she has an open lane to the basket and frees it right there. And we see Ali right here, who not only is having a phenomenal shooting performance in this tournament, but a great defensive tournament. Okay, go ahead. She comes over, helps, and forces Caron to take a bad shot. But a great job there by Ali to step in and help out on the weak side.
Ali still having a perfect tournament offensively, making 7 of 7 shots, as you mentioned, with good defense as well. Elise Caron has played well, and she has spotted Nikki Flores a few times in this ball game. John Alberts for the free throw tosses. 65% on the season. MAAC third team, all-conference member. Hartford, Connecticut, her hometown. Marist led by 14, and now the lead is knocked down to 10 on a 4-0 run here by the Peahens. There's the number 1 seed. St. Peter's the number 5 seed. Knox is winning their 5th consecutive MAAC regular season title with a perfect 18-0 record. Dahlman back in, playing with the 3 fouls. Johnson lost it. And Riddick gets it out to the guard, John Alberts, who makes them run.
Burtz and Kennedy are a lot of fun to watch, aren't they?
Yes. And over the back against Alina Ali. Third one on Ali. And it is a 1-on-1 situation for both teams.
We're in the 1-on-1 early in this half. A lot of fouling.
Yes. Marist has done well at the line today. 15 of 17. They were ranked #2 most of the season
Well, and
nationally.
right, and that's not where you want to put this Marist team, on the free throw line.
Round makes that. Well, they struggled, though, yesterday. They had the 10-point win against Canisius. They were only 13 of 22. You never see Marist shoot under 60%. Hey, Crawl buries a couple. There you see the numbers on the free throws. Marist only missing a couple. St. Peter's hasn't been to the line a lot, single digits. And a long look by Tadia Kennedy. She has 9, but a real quiet 9 today.
She has been quiet offensively. But that was a great shot there. She has the ability just to elevate and drill a jump shot that not many players have.
And Johnson got ushered to the baseline by Riddick. And Riddick taps her head again. She wants to come out again. Third one on Riddick, as you see her there. Early in the ball game, she tapped her head and she wanted out for no apparent reason, and you thought it may have been a situation with nerves.
Yeah, not quite sure, but that clearly is a sign that I need a blow or I need a breather on the sideline.
Here's the case in point. Coach is not acknowledging it.
Well, and she may say,
stay
suck
out
it
there.
up.
Yeah,
Yes.
tough it out. And it's brought away by Recchi.
no, and I'm surprised that she wants out, but I'm not surprised that the Wolf says stay in and tough it out.
Alina Ali's perfect tournament continues the breakout for Nikki Flores, and an answer quickly.
Real defensive breakdown there. You know, when those guards penetrate that deep into the paint, somebody else has got to rotate back, and no one did.
And one. So both teams coming up big offensively. 11, by the way, for Flores.
And here we see the run out by Flores. She's such an opportunistic player. And the great take to the basket. And again, body control. She draws the foul.
And the fourth on Meg Dahlman. So Smerdell's back in.
Dahlman has to go to the bench.
And a conventional three-point play. 10:26 left, second half, 58-51. Remember yesterday, St. Peter's trailed the entire game, chipped away from a 12-point deficit, and eventually won the game with 7 seconds left on a three-pointer. Fitz forced the action that time.
I think that's the fourth on Riddick.
It is.
And she is really wanting to come out.
She is. She's gonna give herself a concussion the way she's banging her head. And I think if she does come out, it's going to be because of foul problems.
Right.
Fitz really shot that one short. So Cassandra Bryant is back in, wearing number 24. And Stephanie DeWolf having a little conversation right now with her freshman, Charlene Riddick. And Fitz, normally money, misses 2.
You can almost bet on those free throws going in, and 2 in a row missed. But you're right about yesterday's game. They didn't make a run. They just chipped and clawed and scratched, and all of a sudden they're in a position to win the game.
Recchi has had a very tough second half. She's now 2 of 12 from the field. 0 of 7 in the second half, and they need Lauma Recchi. On Star Watch, she was highlighted. Duran.
It's a great defensive series here by St. Peter's.
It is. Pressing out on the perimeter. 5 seconds left. You know where Flores is going to go. Great to Fitz. She's got number 12 right in her eyesight.
The bread and the butter.
15 today for Rachel Fitz. 3.5 off her average. Kennedy trying to drill one. Allensbach in company pulls down another tough rebound. Coming to you from Albany, New York, Citizens Bank MAAC Women's Championship semifinals today between St. Peter's and number 20 Marist. I'm Dean Darling along with Mike Ryan. In the blue, St. Peter's. In the white, Marist. And Marist with a lead. Earlier today, Iota beating Fairfield by 5 to advance to the MAAC Championship. They wait the winner of this game. So Fitz now has 3 personal fouls. And team fouls are mounting, 9 on each side with 8:59 left.
Going to be in double bonus early in this game. And again, that bodes better for Marist than for St. Peter's, because in general, Marist is a better free throw shooting team.
Duran's taken out. She gave good minutes off the bench to Brian Georges. Vianney's back in. Smurdell along with Flores, and Vianney now will run it at the point, along with Allensbach and Fitz. Vianney's such a cerebral player. He's from the Poughkeepsie, New York area where Marist is located. Flores with a nice jump to the lane, and they call the foul on the floor. So we're over the double bonus limit now for St. Peter's. It'll be 2 shots for Marist here on in with a ton of time left.
We also see Morris over there on the St. Peter's bench. I really think for St. Peter's to have a chance to win this game, they need Morris to play well and score, or they need Recchi to step up. One of those two are capable of taking over a game, and neither one of them have done it here in the second half.
Flores 88% at the line of the regular season. 88 of 100 was her number from Montvale, New Jersey. She's had really good postseasons. She's had 4th straight year that she's been here in the MAAC tournament. Played a lot of minutes. Lindsey Johnson coming back in. They'll give Fitz a blow until under the 8-minute timeout. 62-51 Marist. Earlier lead was at 14. And a block is called. So Tania Kennedy's playing with 4 personal fouls. Backcourt mate John L. Burks tried to advance the ball there. Check that Kennedy with 3 personal fouls. And shooting 2 will be John Alberts. She has 13 in the ball game today. On the year, averaging 11 points in the regular season. Number 3 in the MAAC in assist to turnover ratio. And also number 1 in overall assists. Flores receives the ball up the sideline. Flores is so quick, it's hard to trap her there on the sidelines, but a throwaway.
She's a tough matchup for Kennedy, and Kennedy's a very good defensive guard.
Offensive foul, John Alberts, and Flores got that
one. She got that one. She thought she got the earlier one, but that was a block, but this was clearly a charge.
This was earned.
Great position there. Her feet were set. She draws a foul.
Allensbach take it out. St. Peter's there also taking out another player. And Flores touchback.
Well, Flores has been the heart and soul of this team in this tournament, though.
13 yesterday. She put the team on her back. She led them in a tense situation against Canisius. Ball was deflected to the backcourt. Lindsey Johnson with only 6 on the shot clock. Flores likes to go left off the drive. She finds Smurdell and the foul on Ali.
And the shot clock is winding down. St. Peter's thinks they have them under control, and then she creates great assist there for Smurdell.
Well, their offensive spark plug, Alina Ali, in trouble. 4 personal fouls.
You are lucky. There is more life in front of you than there is behind you. Make the most of it. Find a cure. Lead a company. Teach children to read. Shoot the 3. Matter. Iona College. Earn a degree that matters.
Back here in Albany, 62-53, Marist leads. Sarah Smurdell has had such presence today, especially on the defensive end.
She's had a great day. That's an understatement. And one of the seniors that comes off the bench, and she's done it all. She's scored, she's rebounded, she's blocked shots. And one of the 5 seniors on this Marist team, and one of the reasons that they're 18-0 in the conference regular season.
That's an interesting number, isn't it? 5 points on the other end, 5 blocks.
5
4 in the first half.
Yeah, and a lot of things she does just don't show up. Another one of the seniors, Nikki Flores.
Talk about a group having a good time. 103-22, the overall record of the senior class. And a couple MAAC tournament titles. Actually, they've won 3 MAAC tournament titles in the last 4 years. As Smerdell rolls that one in. And people like Smerdell have been here for all 4 years enjoying the success, but each year they got to come back and repeat because they've got the target on their back.
They do, but Coach Georges said he'd rather have it on his back than to see it on someone else's back.
Free throw shooting for Marist now. They're 21 of 27 after that miss. 63-53. Marist by 10, led earlier by 14. St. Peter's has really struggled down low. Missed a lot of easy shots. Here is Recchi, and she's 0 for 8 here in the half. Smith got tangled up that time. They're looking at Recchi. Recchi was on the bench in that first half with a couple fouls, played only 9 minutes. So Brian Georges needs to replace the likes of a Nikki Flores, a Sarah Smerdell. They're going to lose some real key performers. I mean, obviously they're stocked and they've recruited well and they've got some youth. But you lose role players like Smerdell, they're hard to replace.
They are, and seniors especially that accept their role. Seniors like to be stars, and he's done just a fabulous job of molding this group of young ladies into a team. They are truly a team. They're not a collection of individuals or stars. They all know their roles. He's made them understand that, and they all perform their roles. They don't try to play outside their roles. They do their jobs, and again, it reflects in the success that they've had.
There's another inside miss.
Just can't buy a basket in the paint, and they're getting good looks.
Flores with Smerdell. Braun's back out there with Biani as well as Johnson. Dahlman's had foul problems throughout the afternoon, so she's on the bench.
Well, Johnson had a notion there, but I think it would not have been a good shot.
Smerdell did as well, and both of them decided to pull the ball out. Biani. And Flores came over pretty hard that time on Morris. And we shoot the double bonus for the rest of the ball game for both squads. Third one on Nikki. And Brian Georges, year after year after year, 20 wins in succession. And
doesn't
again,
look real happy right there, but he's got to be happy with what he's done with this program at Marist. And
that's his chief assistant next to him, Megan Jebbia. Gives her a lot of credit for going out and finding players and helping them on the bench.
Here comes Fitz back in the game. And we referenced early how hard he is on her at practice, and I've been in his practice, and he is hard on her because he expects a lot. And she accepts it and takes it really well. It's just a great relationship there. And he pushes her very hard.
He knows that he can get after her. She knows she'll become a better player because of him.
Right, that's all good teachers and all good coaches make you better than you could be by yourself.
Had his eye on her early in her high school career, and eventually worked out where you could get her a scholarship. She committed her senior year. She's from Mentor, Ohio.
Another recruit in that Ohio pipeline.
Flores got checked there by Kennedy. Kennedy keeps looking over here to us.
I know.
Broadcast location.
Like we can do something about it. You know, they call her the mayor of St. Peter's College because they say everything goes through her. So she campaigns in every possible situation. She's campaigning for no foul there.
She has picked up her 4th personal foul. And Nikki Flores makes that. Junior MAAC All-Academic team a year ago. This year as a senior, named to the 2nd team All-Conference. They're just under 10 a game. What a game she had in the Sweet 16. Last year against Middle Tennessee State. She scored a career high at that time, 21 points. Also had 21 earlier this year against Manhattan as Morris has taken out. So Flores still with one more shot remaining. She misses. Here come the Peahens at the 6-minute mark. They're down by 13. St. Peter's last year 12 up and 18 down. This year basically reversed it. 19-11. Another block by Smerdell. And a spill again by Fitz.
She has taken some lumps today.
She just needs to go get in a nice bath right after this game.
Maybe. And a better second half by Marist, but I still can't shake that feeling that they're just cranky and out of sorts today.
Charlene Riddick, her 5th personal foul. Now they're going to bring Dahlman in. So as soon as Georgia sees Riddick go out, he's going to get Dahlman in there.
It's Dahlman back in, and I think it is time for her. A little less than 6 minutes to play.
It was about this point in time yesterday. St. Peter's was down by about 12, and then they made the run. A traditional run, as you mentioned. They chinked away at the lead of Manhattan. Eventually, 7 seconds left, they won the game on a 3 as Riddick goes to the far end of the bench. There's Dahlman back in. Now for Marist.
Good piece of coaching there by Coach DeWolf. She makes her come back and sit with the rest of the team. I know she's upset that she fouled out. Maybe she didn't play her best game, but once you hit the bench, then your attention should return to the 5 players that are on the court and not your misery for fouling out or not particularly playing well. And a great job of coaching there by Coach DeWolf to get her back involved with the 5 players that are on the court.
Rachel Fitz buries 2, and Marist's biggest lead is at 15. Rachel Fitz with another double-double today for the 11th time this year. And Kennedy trying to drill another one from the 3-point district. Sucked out of bounds. Marist basketball. Winner of this ball game goes against Iona tomorrow in the MAAC championship game. If it is Marist, they'll meet for the 2nd consecutive year. They've had some real good battles. A couple years ago, they met in the semifinals, and that went right down to the final stages. And then last year's game went to overtime. Mock cheers by the Marist crowd on the fouls. Chanel Burtz is fouled out, so Burtz and Riddick are gone.
Tough loss there for St. Peter's to lose Burtz.
John Albert's a senior from Hartford, Connecticut. And just hoping her teammates can catch some fire here to extend her career. St. Peter's just 1 win away from hitting 20 on the season. And back there during the early 2000 era in the late 90s, it was Siena and St. Peter's. They would always have 20-win season. They always seemed to be meeting in the playoffs and had great success within their programs. And since that time now, Marist has risen up and led by Brian Georges. They took their lumps early. He had a losing season his first year, 13-60, but ever since, he's had 5 consecutive winning seasons. And if Marist can close out 30 wins this year, will be a new school record.
Well, Burtz leads the court as the all-time assist leader at St. Peter's. She led the MAAC in assist, and her career should end today. It's been an outstanding career.
Leading the MAAC, as you mentioned, in assists. And Kennedy with Grahn coming across with the foul. And it's 69-53. There's John Alberts. 3rd team all-conference this year. Averaged 35 minutes. Started today with 531 career assists.
Marist
2 on Elise Grahn.
I'm sorry, Marist has some big shoes to fill, and so will St. Peter's in replacing Burtz.
And Recchi.
Huge loss to lose Burtz and Recchi.
A short timeout taken by St. Peter's. Down by 15. So Marist held to just 54 points yesterday against Canisius. Now is 69 and getting close to that 70-point mark. Timeouts with 3 each remaining. Number 20 Marist in the coaches poll. Number 24 the AP poll. 29-2 overall. Ran the conference. 18-0 college RPI. Number 33 strength of schedule 172. Key wins over there in Hawaii against Utah and Nebraska. Utah continues to win. They're one of the top teams in the nation right now with a win streak. Marist's win streak is at 19 right now. Utah's won 21 in a row. No losses against teams outside the RPI top 100. Their worst game of the year, and they just short-circuited in a home game in December against Hartford. Hartford beat them up 49-32.
Low-scoring affair, which is unusual for this Marist team.
A lot of free throws taken by Marist. 36 here today. Flores will be called on the backcourt. That's how smart she is, though. She let a lot of time go off that clock before she picked the ball up.
She's using that clock every second. Smart player.
Inbound will come from the Peahens. Jumped the lane there by Kennedy.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. Kathy Lonergan said that, too.
Right.
She's the lady in charge. Grind to inbound. We still got just a second under 5 minutes remaining, and we're going to get a lot of free throws taken. We've had a lot of free throws taken since about the 8.5-minute mark.
We've had a lot already, you're right. This is where St. Peter's started to lay brick by brick their comeback of yesterday, but I don't see it happening today. Marist has shown me a lot. They've just been tough when they needed to be tough. It hasn't been pretty. There's still time left to play, but it could be a W.
Is this lady ever going to miss a shot? Ali still is perfect in the tournament.
She is setting high expectations for herself for next year.
Collision there. Dahlman down again, and Ali may be gone. Karan set her up. She jumped through the air and plowed into Karan. 5 fouls on 3 St. Peter's players, and she's been their offense today.
Here she is again. She picks up the loose ball. Oh, Karan's there 3 or 4 seconds before she ever gets to the paint. Just a little out of control.
She knew it.
Yeah.
She knew she was gone as soon as she hit the deck.
I don't think she disagreed with that call. I think she knew it.
Just a sophomore, career high yesterday with 6. Prior to that, her career high was 4. Today, 13 points for Alina Ali from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. She knocked over another Canadian right there. Elise Karan is from the Montreal area. Stephanie DeWolf is looking down the bench. She's starting to run out of players.
The bench is getting very thin for St. Peter's.
Inbound for Marist. Allen Spock with Bialy, Flores, Dahlman, and Fitz. They run set plays off these inbounds.
But she comes back with one of her best defensive units. It's a pretty tough team she's got on the court here.
DeWolf was a tough player during her day. Graduated at 97, 4-year point guard for St. Peter's. And some fabulous results during that time. We'll take it under the 4-minute mark, and Marist continues to try to pound it on the block as they turn it over. 3:59 remaining here in the second half. Foxes with a 13-point lead.
Fairfield University is among the nation's top-ranked Jesuit universities and a valuable resource to the region, graduating students who are well prepared to make meaningful and lasting contributions to the greater community. Students of all ages choose Fairfield University for its convenient location, flexible schedules, and its dynamic learning environment anchored in the time-honored values of a Jesuit education. Discover the treasure that is Fairfield University.
What are you looking for in a college? Cutting-edge academic programs, a faculty that's second to none, great recreational opportunities and residence halls? How about a college that will provide you with the education you need to become a leader in your profession and in your community? If that's what you're looking for in a college, you'll find it at Canisius. To learn more about Canisius College, call 1-800-843-1517 or visit us on the web at canisius.edu. Canisius College, where leaders are made.
Back here, final stages of our second semifinal today. St. Peter's trailing throughout most of the second half. 69-56, they trailed to number 20, Marist. Right now, don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets for the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships now through Monday. Housed right here at the Times Union Center in Albany. To buy tickets, call 1-800-30-EVENT or go to MAACsports.com for more information. Tania Kennedy will pick it up. Time, obviously, not an ally of theirs right now. Here's the entry to Recchi. Oh, and it appeared that Fitz had gotten the ball on the way up, and they call it on Rachel Fitz. Foul problems for St. Peter's. They've lost the services of 3 players with 5 fouls, and Kennedy with 4. 4 on Fitz for Marist. John Alberts went out several minutes ago. Senior, hoping to extend her college career. Sarah Smurdell will come in for Fitz. And, Sarah Smurdell has had some kind of game. You know, it's not a glaring statistic, especially in the points column, where she has scored a total of 8, but she's done it on the defensive end.
Well, I tell you one person that appreciates it, and that's Coach Georges. It's not gone unnoticed by him, but 5 blocks. Tremendous day in the paint.
It's against Fiati. First one on Julianne with 3:37 remaining. Cassandra Bryant took quite the tumble before, and she's wincing a little bit. Brian Georges just wants to close this one out. Get ready for a matchup against Tony Bozzella, his buddy from Iona, who won earlier today.
But this game is a long way from being over.
Sure.
I know he's still coaching really hard over there.
First basket in the second half for Recchi. Flores, Karan, Dahlman out there with Smurdell and Figani. Good free throw shooters. Good ball handlers as well. And Dahlman, who's been on the floor quite often today, took an elbow. Oye Chalet is called on the foul. She got an early call up from the bench when Riddick had called herself out of the game, but really hasn't done anything. And usually she's got a decent presence inside with her large frame.
Well, she's never really established a rhythm. It's been disrupted with the foul trouble, and just tough for her to get in the flow today.
She's from Jamaica, New York. First point for Dahlman here in the second half. She aims it up and hits again. 9 today for Meg Dahlman. She had 7 at the break. There's had good balance at halftime. 3 players with 7. Double team on Recchi. And Allensbach deflected it. They roll around a little bit.
I think Brian may have caught an elbow in the face. I mean, there's been some rough play on the floor today.
Yeah, and she got knocked over just several seconds ago as well.
Let's see if we can see what happened here.
Could have been the foot of Allensbach.
It looks like
Allensbach
Allensbach fell right on top of her.
St. Peter's on the hell ball will keep possession. And they're looking at her left eye area. And with 2:51 remaining, again, DeWolf can't afford to put too many substitutes in because she's lost 3 because of fouls and still in a competitive environment down by 11.
We'll take one more look at this. I think she did. I think she caught the left foot of Allensbach there right to the face.
On her rollover. And it was late after she had twisted and turned a little bit. I believe she's okay, but they're just going to let her gather herself.
Well, she's going to have to come out, so she's got a sub, and she has gone very deep on that bench. Ouch. Good camera work there if you like contact.
Well, you just heard the ooze here at the Times Union Center because they showed it on the
They just saw it on the scoreboard, overhead scoreboard.
Jumbotron.
Looks like she might have drawn some blood there.
Yep.
Great camera work by our guys to catch that last view of it.
So St. Peter's huddling around their assistant coaching staff. down here by 11. Both teams shooting free throws in the double bonus situation over the last several minutes. And obviously that's what St. Peter's are going to have to resort to. As now they have a medical attendant out looking at her. And obviously they're wiping away some fluid around her eye. And we get a look now at the brackets. Iona, in a gallant effort today, knocked off Fairfield by 5, and they'll advance to the MAAC championship at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Then the winner of this game will match up against the Gales, and Bryant is taken off. Sophomore back for a couple more years. Marist sends their 5 back out, and you can see it's already swollen.
On the floor. Yeah, and I think there's blood on the floor as well. But to get back to our camera room, we've had some great shots in this tournament. We found Yoga Joe. We found some parents in the stands. We've had some great camera work in this tournament.
That's for sure.
It's been a lot of fun.
And we're coming to you from the Citizens Bank MAAC Championships in Albany, New York. Times Union Center. Dean Darling and Micah Ryan, commentators. Thanks for joining us over the last couple days. St. Peter's in the blue, Marist in the white, and Marist by 11, and another tumble on the floor.
And that foul has to capture Meg Dahlman's day.
And Brian Georges is calling his team over as Dahlman exits with 5 fouls.
And here she is. She just gets her leg called. But how often do you see something like that? But it just captures her whole day in a nutshell. She's laughing about it. What can you do?
I think she's laughing because Nikki Flores is trying to pick her up by the back of the shirt. Nikki Flores is obviously much smaller than Meg Dahlman. So she fouls out with 9 points. And this game has come to a screeching halt with injuries and fouls.
Yes. It's been a long last 5 minutes.
Adeniki Ole-Cholet at the free throw line.
And it's still not over. We're
No.
a little less than 3 minutes in a 10-point game. And you feel like Marist is in control, but after watching St. Peter's yesterday, I don't put anything past them.
False sense of security, ask Manhattan.
True.
First 2 today for Ole-Cholet. And we've got a foul on an inbound attempt. And they'll take the long walk and shoot 2. And George is curious as to that call. Smith on the personal foul. Brian having a conversation with Kathy Lonergan, today's referee. Julia Viati.
I think the conversation is over Meg Dahlman's 5th foul.
And Viati shooting 81.5% at the line this year. Dahlman will now, if Marist holds on, would be to 3 MAAC finals with Marist as Viati connects again. 10 today for Viati. And Kennedy brings it to the front court. There's Morris, very quiet. A lot of short arm shots today.
Yeah, and she had herself isolated over here against Flores. I'd like to see her put the ball on the floor and get to the paint rather than settle for that long 3-point shot.
Just 3 points today for Morris. You said she was one of the key ingredients today for St. Peter's to win.
I thought she was one of the X factors that they needed if they wanted to beat this Marist team.
Marist out front, 73-62. Another foul situation. Recky just got her 4th. Viati back to the free throw line. Before this game's over, Marist is going to be up around 50 free throw attempts in the ball game. Viati puts it home. Says her favorite team is the Duke men's team. Duke's got a big game tonight against North Carolina, right?
I know where I'll be at 9 o'clock tonight.
I thought you'd be over here with me.
No, I'm going to be in front of the television watching my Tar Heels.
Of course, graduate of North Carolina, my partner, Micah Ryan, played down there for the Tar Heels, and obviously following ACC basketball. Kennedy is a challenger a little bit. Out to Recky. She'll put it up and hit a three. Only her second made basket here in the second half. Timeout, St. Peter's. Still hanging. Down by 10. With 2:10 remaining.
Well, there's still time, but they need more of that. And they're going to need some good defensive stops on the other end, but there's still time for St. Peter's.
Well, don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets for the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships now through Monday here at the Times Union Center in Albany, New York. To buy tickets, call 1-800-30-EVENT or go to MAACsports.com for more information. Still a ton of basketball left here at the arena today. You got the 4 quarterfinals of the men's action coming up. In addition to the championship game tomorrow morning in the women's bracket, a couple semifinals tomorrow night here at Albany in the men's bracket, and then the championship game on Monday. Sarah Smurdell. Not often do you find a player scoring only 8 points as the player of the game, but she did it on the defensive end with all those blocks.
She did. She added so much to this team coming off the bench. And again, I think a 6th player off the bench has to bring more than stats. It's got to be energy and enthusiasm. She has to lift everybody to a higher level, and I think Smurdell did that today.
How valuable has she been to Marist in this tournament? She comes in, hits the 2 3-pointers when they're down yesterday against Canisius, and now playing a defensive game today.
With 5 blocks today. Tremendous job in keeping Riddick and Recky in control down in the paint. But again, just her enthusiasm and energy off the bench, I think, brought a lot to this team, because I've said it several times, they're not quite in sync, but she gave them a lot when she came in the game.
Foxes couldn't get the ball in bounds. They called for the timeout. A couple left on each side for the 2 teams. Some of the Marist contingent here today, making an hour-and-a-half drive up from Poughkeepsie, New York. Vianney out there with Alice Bach and Flores. Fitz back on the floor with Smurdell.
And they shouldn't foul here. They just need a good defensive stop and a rebound.
Vianney with the basketball, given a little bit of room by Morris. Now the toss to Fitz. She felt Recky coming over. And they say off Smurdell.
St. Peter's is going to have to look to score quick here. They got to take the first shot, a 2 or a 3. Doesn't have to be a 3, but they need to get some shots up at the basket.
Here's Kennedy. And they whip it inside to Recky. They look to step through, dislodge to the ball. And Alice Bach takes it out of bounds. Carmen Smith in there for St. Peter's, wearing number 11. Still 1:34 remaining. St. Peter's losing the services of 3 players because of fouls. Stephanie DeWolf having a conversation with the official.
I think there's a discussion as to whether there should be a reset on the shot clock. I don't think she had possession when she fell out of bounds. Complete possession. But I was wrong, and they did reset. They get the full 30.
Second time today she's helped the officials make a call.
She is on the ball.
Yep. Recky banging around a little bit with Smurdell. Recky tracked it down. And Recky down. In the late stages of this one, starting to score some points.
Well, they needed that earlier in this second half.
She has 14.
She's come to life, and we're only a minute 12 left in this game.
8-point lead for Marist. They'll probably keep it in the hands of Flores, as we will take it under the minute mark.
Well, and they've waited this long in the possession. No fouls here. Be foolish to foul at this point.
Flores leaves it for Smurdell. She had the option to go up for the layup attempt. She took the better option. Morris leaving it back for Recky, spotting up on the 3. Fitz got pushed from behind. 45.6 left.
Might be 5 on Recky here. No. On O'Shea.
So Adeniki picks up the personal. And again, they'll take the long walk. And Rachel Fitz will be at the free throw line. Rachel Fitz to the line for Marist, shooting 10. 17 today for Rachel Fitz. Rimmed out. Pettigay Douse will check in from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania for the first time in the tournament. Recchi goes out, and Recchi with the bear hug for the head coach, Stephanie DeWolf. Elise Grant has come in, exiting Julianne Viati. And Fitz puts another one in.
I think St. Peter's conceded there once she came out of the game. She's starting to substitute. And that allows Coach Georges to substitute, because you don't concede until the team that you're playing and the team that is down concedes.
They get Fitz out and put in Engel. So when Georges saw what the Wolf did, he said, I'm going to start getting some people out.
He can't substitute until she concedes, and I think by taking Recchi out of the game, she conceded. And it's a nice gesture for her to get a hand from this crowd for her last college game.
Engel for the rebound. Flores spinning at three-quarter court. Poke free of the basketball. Again, picked up by Morris. And Smurdell for another carom. Kennedy just jumping at her here the final 20 seconds. Marist looking to close out a school record 30th career win or seasonal win. They came in at 29-2. They'll hold it in the backcourt, and they will advance to the MAAC championship game tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. as they will be taking on the likes of Iona, who earlier today bested #3 seed Fairfield 74-69. There are the numbers on this one. Marist 78, St. Peter's 67. Marist sweeps in 3 games this year. The St. Peter's program, each by double digits. Marist improves the neutral site games to 5-0, but the big number is 30 as they have acclaimed a new school record. Sarah Smurdell, our Pepsi player of the game, came up big today with rebounds and block shots. She'll be walking the way of Micah Ryan to be interviewed along with Brian Georges, the winning coach, as Georges takes his team now to the MAAC final for the 5th consecutive year. Marist has won MAAC championships 3 of the last 4 years. And Micah Ryan is ready out on the sideline.